5 games. The next 5 games, they got the Thunder twice, the Rockets, the Suns, and the Spurs. Okay, long season. It wasn't, look, we know why he got suspended. You can't put your arm around somebody's neck and pull him out of a pile, okay? I get it. He has a history. We know why he got suspended. He got a history. Dude done been ejected a million times and got all sorts of altercations. There's a major history. If you think about last year, you go back to last year when he kicked Sabonis in the groin. It's a history. So yeah, they got it right. I don't think he should have been suspended more. I don't think he should have suspended less. 5 games is about right in this situation. I will step on the table again, like I did yesterday. He is defending his teammate. Don't touch my damn teammate. You ain't got no problem with me. Go get your teammate off of my teammate, and Chris Paul can separate Clay from the whole thing. I'll separate whoever. Yep. We'll do that. Don't touch my teammate, because if you touch my teammate, I have to defend the situation. I am the enforcer on the team. Right. Everybody knows this. What did you think? I was just going to sit back and watch? And on top of that, I'm sure, and I'm not making light of the situation, but I'm sure Draymond has past issues with Rudy Gobert for a number of reasons.
He does.
I don't like you any damn way, and you just did that. So now it allows me to take that energy that I've been bottling up for so long against you to now utilize it to get you off of my guy. So if it's me and I'm his teammate, I'm going to probably pitch in with everybody to pay whatever little fines, because that's what he is here for. He is here to protect us. It's almost like in hockey, right? They were protecting Wayne Gretzky forever. Yep. You run into Gretzky, bam, you not go. And this is what Draymond's all about. So it was right. I'm okay with it. He just can't continue to do this because it's going to hurt the team at some point. It's going to catch up to him.
Right. When I saw it, there's so much going on in this little moment that it was interesting. Key, you started talking about some of it. Key, we know every man in the locker room has a job. And when you always hear people saying every man has to play his role, that means Draymond is an enforcer's role. That's what it is. And you got to handle your job, or you can't come back in this locker room not the same as you left this locker room if you shy away from your job. What's interesting is Gobert, he's the enforcer for his team. And one thing he did, he's a big dude on his team that looks like a enforcer, always talking noise, so he went and grabbed the wrong. You can't do that, because you got to go after. Everybody knows, go after your own teammate.
Yes.
Hey, pull them aside. And especially, even if you're trying to, you keep your hands out and try to separate people. Yeah. You can't attempt to start like you starting to choke in on some other player. Now, you see what I mean? When you're trying to separate this right here. Yeah.
He's putting his arm around Clay's neck, and Dre sees that. It's like, hold on. You gonna do that, I'm gonna do this to you.
Right, and Dre came later. And came later. But now what I did also say, because $800 is a lot. That's a lot of money.
It is.
Now, if it's a headlock, like, a headlock like
a chokehold.
A little headlock that you play with it. They used to do your little head like that. That's one thing. Draymond Green put this man in a reverse chokehold. And
but really, was it a chokehold, though, man?
On national TV. There are a couple of things you can't do, Key. You can't put a man in a reverse chokehold like that and not let him go. Or you can't put your hands around him and not let him go. Because of the optics of it. It just looks too bad. You can't be on a basketball court, any sport in the arena, football, baseball, where you're grabbing somebody, choking them out like this, or choking them out like you just can't do it. So when they got to the 5 games, I said, oh, this is just for the optics. I understand. And I understand both sides of it.
No, it is the optics. I get it, the play-in, the whole thing. I got all that. I mean, the tournament, I get all of that. What the NBA is trying to do, they selling stuff to sponsors, people are looking at it. But when you say the chokehold, to me, it just looks like he's pulling him back. Chokehold to me, His windpipe will be right in the mix, right in the middle, and he'll be squeezing.
It doesn't take long.
But it didn't seem. It just seemed like he was pulling him back. He got suspended. He's gotten fined because of his past behavior. I understand that 100%, Skip. I'm with it. They got it right. That's all I can say. They got it right.
Although, yesterday, you and Richard Sherman were so strong and so angry about Gobert having broken the unwritten rule that when you break up a fight, you don't go after them, you go after yours, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And he went right to the other team, right? He went to
Because you're
Clay.
saying I'm coming to break it up when I go after my guy. When I touch your guy, I'm coming to.
And because of that, there is high risk of escalation because you might
100%.
escalate with Clay. I don't know.
You are. You're going to escalate the situation.
Okay.
You want to de-escalate the situation.
Yet the referees absolved Rudy after the game of any blame whatsoever. They said he was in a peacemaking role. He was trying to make peace. And I'm like, make peace? That was dangerous escalation.
That video that you saw with Rudy Gobert,
right.
If Draymond doesn't come to defend Clay, what do you think Gobert is going to do to Clay? He going to put him in the headlock and pull him away because that's what he had started to do to begin with.
I don't know if he's going to headlock him. He's going to pull him away.
He was getting ready to put his...
The problem is he's 7'4", and he's towering over Clay, so he's reaching and getting him high.
Right.
But the point is, I thought it was a mitigating circumstance where I was saying yesterday, give him 2 games. 5 is a lot, Michael just said, because the meter runs on 5 games. It goes up to 800,000. Plus, they hit Draymond with another 25,000 on top of the paychecks of 800 he's going to miss.
So 825.
Okay, all right. So it's a lot of money by most people's standards, maybe not by Draymond's or NBA standards, but it was a lot. And again, Joe Dumars, I love Joe, smart man, fair man. He said it's a lot of money, but Joe said it's in part large part because of his history of unsportsmanlike acts. So we get that. But I thought that under the circumstance, Joe Dumars played this game at a very high level. He knows what the score is. He knows that the unbroken or the unwritten rule was broken. So I thought he would say 2. But now we're back to Michael's optics. It looks so bad.
It looks so bad.
Because, look, Draymond, he's a look-at-me player. He's got his podcast. It's very successful. He's got a career waiting for him at TNT. He's a look-at-me guy. When he acts out, he overacts. And it's one thing just to pull Rudy away with some kind of headlock. Yeah. It's another to just pull him and pull him and pull him back. Where'd he go, 20 feet back? It was exaggerated, and it looked worse and worse and worse. It turned the NBA into WWE, sort of. That's the way
Anytime,
WWE.
No matter what sport it is, it doesn't even have to be a sport. It could be at a simple bar that we're watching games at or something.
Yeah.
Anytime multiple people start to gather around, things escalate. It looks more egregious. He's pulling him, they're shoving him, and now it looks to the eyes, oh my God, this is out of control. It's out of control. If Rudy Gobert would have just simply
and that's why
went to his guy
try to put an order
and
on mess.
separated them from each other like Chris Paul did with Klay Thompson, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
No.
Because I can promise you that Draymond Green wouldn't have reacted the way he reacted when he saw Gobert touching his teammate. It just wouldn't have.
Yeah, and I don't know why Rudy right here didn't grab his teammate. Why? You're right there. Both guys are right there. If your intent is real to just, I come in peace, and I'm going to break this up, then you go and get your guy. So I'm with you, Skip, on absolving Rudy in this situation. You know this situation. Key, if you know it exists, and we're in this right now. I got to go get my guy.
Yes.
I got to go get my guy.
100%.
Or you're going to start something because everybody's manhood and everybody's promise to each other because that's the woven thing through every championship team is the promise made. I'm going to get my job done. That promise, you got to come out on that floor and defend.
Skip, look at CP3 walk over slowly and grab Klay from going in on a second go-round. He grabs him from the back of the jersey. It pulls him away.
Right.
Because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
You're not supposed to go
Everybody.
and attack somebody that's not on your team.
Not just Chris Paul. It's everybody.
Yeah, but Chris is grabbing
Every other
Clay.
player is grabbing their own player
Yes,
because
yes,
they
that
know.
is correct.
That's the rule, and except Rudy. And that's what happens. So Rudy does have, I think, a culpability here.
All right. On one deeper psychological level, Draymond has little to no respect for Rudy. They've been at each other for years.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I just assumed that.
Well, they just have.
Yeah, I could tell.
And look, Draymond does not respect Rudy as a tough guy by nature. And I don't think Rudy's a tough guy. I think he's more lover than fighter. But he does tend to, at his size, he will occasionally cheap shot. And it's his way of trying to be tough, and he doesn't know how to be tough. And he sort of goes into the gray area and accidentally submarines or knocks somebody down or whatever. I'm not saying Draymond's a tough guy either, not by old school standards, but in today's NBA, Draymond is one of the tougher guys because there aren't a whole lot of Charles Oakleys left in this league to me because they've been sort of legislated out. They won't let them operate the way they did the Kurt Ramesses and even back to the Dennis Rodmans back in the day. The really tough guys are gone because they just don't want them around. You can't be a hockey goon today. You can enforce only so much. So in the end, Draymond's thinking, come on, Rudy, of all people, you're going to try to do that. And in the flash point of the moment, he's going to say, I'm not going to let you get away with that. Maybe if it had been somebody that somehow Draymond respected on a higher level, maybe he just goes and puts his hands up.
That's the way it's always that way, Skip. Guys that are well respected get the respect. People don't try to antagonize them or go after them, but guys that it's not like that. Guys tend to, like you said, they go after, I don't want to call them weak, but they go after people
when they smell
that
blood.
they could
I got it.
take advantage of, so to speak.
Right. Well, but guys also, like guys like Steph Curry and Clay, those guys, they're not guys that look for smoke all the time.
No.
So Draymond, when I'm on my threshing floor, if I'm Draymond, I'm thinking, God, I can't believe you put me with these guys. I've had such a great career.
Yeah.
I'm going to protect these guys best
That's
I
true.
can.
I agree.
Don't you worry. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Draymond would not have had this kind of career had he not been with them two shooting the ball the way they shot the ball, and I could just go get me rebounds and block some people out, box them out. And are you joking? I'm going to protect these dudes with everything I have. I understand what Draymond Green is saying. Rudy Gobert, he understands what Draymond Green is saying, and he knows you got to grab your own man. Draymond did the right thing. He's going to protect his investment, his friend, whatever word you want to put on it, it is on it. But yeah, you got to grab the right guy.
And when you look at his incidents, you go all the way back to 2016. Right? The fragrant one foul, kicking the Steven Adams in the groin, then you go to 2016 NBA Finals, the suspension with LeBron, then you got the suspension, the altercation with KD, when KD was on his team. I mean, that's just who he, but look, Skip, that's who he is. You know that. And as I said to you yesterday or the day before or whenever, at some point, though, the basketball shoes get wore out on the bottom.
They just do.
And when they get wore out on the bottom, you're going to have to trade them in for something else. And that will be Draymond at some point in time, as all of us in our careers, when your basketball skill set doesn't lend itself to helping us win championships.
Isn't that funny?
Bye-bye. That's how I go.
Yeah, but his basketball skill set. Wouldn't you love to have some of Draymond and Anthony Davis? And we just have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? So we go say a lot of things, boy, but you sure want some of that dog in Anthony Davis.
You do. So there's this fine line that Draymond sort of teeters along.
Right.
And it's between helping and hurting his basketball team.
Correct.
Helping as the enforcer in today's NBA.
Has he hurt them yet, though, Skip?
Okay, well, they lost this game. They didn't have Steph.
No, but I mean, like, it's a regular season game. I mean,
has he in that NBA Finals? Because he hurt him in the finals.
Which final?
When he got kicked out from LeBron.
Suspended for Game 5 back in Golden State. And all of a sudden, the script flipped on its head. And you can argue that was the flashpoint. I could not believe they suspended a starter in the middle of the NBA Finals. I never thought I would see the day. I don't care how egregious the kick to the groin of LeBron was or what he yelled or what it was.
Well, Steph was hurt too, his ankle. I mean, yeah. I mean, we can look at it a lot of different ways.
But once it went south for Golden State, it went straight south because obviously they're up 3-1. So that hurt. And then last year, you started to see some decline in Draymond's productivity. And now we're back to your point. There's going to be a point. I thought it was last year. I thought Golden State say, okay, more trouble than worth, because the punch to Jordan Poole,
right.
it started and basically ended the year.
It's a flash when I think about how he walked over there and did what he did, which, in the end.
And as you said yesterday, you'd like to know what Jordan Poole said.
Not even in that moment, because it obviously said something.
Before. Yeah.
It had to have started somewhere, Michael. Was it 2 weeks before, a month before? Was this something that at the end of the season before he said, when I get to this dude, if he says anything to me, I'm going to knock him out? Like, I just want to know, just from a gossip nosy standpoint, I just want to know what happened.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.